Hey, what's up guys, Slimmyshank here, and today I'm going to be making Slimmy Stories episode 5, so you guys probably, if you didn't see the last video, Slim, he is still in Florida for spring break, so he forgot his computer and he asked me to help him out by making some of his videos, so we're going to be talking about Slimmy Stories, but this isn't Slimmy telling the story, it's me, Coop, telling the story. From my perspective. Now, Slimmy Stories episode 5, it's going to be a little different than the typical one. I'm just going to tell you guys a lot of funny quirks and strange things that, you might not know about Slim in his everyday life. So, I was texting him while he's in Florida, and we came up with a pretty big list of things that he does, which is pretty crazy. So the first thing was about a year ago, and this was one of the wildest things that Slim has. He had this phase that he had about 90 pizza rolls a day, and the way that he put the pizza rolls in the microwave, he put it in for like, I don't know if this is correct, but like 46 seconds, took it out, flipped it, 43 seconds, flipped it, 26 seconds, took it out and then flipped it, and then 8 seconds, and then he ate it with his hands and got all that pizza roll sauce on the computer. So it was a pretty disgusting phase. Thank God it's over. Now, man, pizza rolls phase, that was a crazy one, but some of these ones are pretty much like the same thing. A short-term phase is he has this brushing teeth streak, which is good. Like, he makes sure to brush his teeth every single day, twice a day, and never forgets. Like, he's on a streak. Like, sometimes I'll forget, I know it's bad, but like, I rarely ever forget. But one time he forgot to brush his teeth in the morning, and he had to catch the bus. So he brought a tube of toothpaste to school, put some toothpaste on his finger, and brushed his teeth, and then spit out the toothpaste in his backpack. That's just like such a weird thing that Slim did one time. That's another funny ass story. Who does that? And then his backpack smelled for like a week. He texted me saying he also brushed his teeth with soap one time to keep his streak alive. Soap. This is a crazy one. He couldn't find his shoes in the morning one time, so he didn't go to school. I'm like, why aren't you at school today? He's like, oh, I couldn't find my shoes. What the fuck? In middle school, when he was a little younger, he didn't want to go to art class because he thought it was boring. So he pretended to be in like a study hall. So he skipped art class for 10 days in a row. And he wasn't like cutting class, he completely skipped it. It was the funniest thing. But then he got in pretty big trouble. What? He was a pretty mischievous kid back in his middle school days. Alright, well, we've talked about his mischievous, he's crazy things, but also, he just had this weird thing where he could just like, he has a ton of dandruff, and that's because he's been shampooing his hair wrong all up until like the past year. What he's done for like the first 15 years of his life, he put shampoo in his hair, turned off the shower, then walked outside to the shower and dried his hair off, which was a pretty funny thing. Just wanted to say that. So yeah, him drying his shampoo off with a towel caused him to have a little bit of a dandruff problem, which he is resolving. And then back when we used to play basketball for our team, or we still play basketball, but like back when we were in like 5th grade basketball, our coach told us to do a press break, and Colin messed up this one time, and our coach like screamed at Colin for like 8 minutes straight. I swear to God, it was like 8 minutes, like, you did this and I told you not to. And then he's like, alright, you're gonna try it again, after like countless lecturing. And then Colin fucked it up again. It was the funniest thing. He's like, oh my, our coach flipped out. He's like, oh my God. I feel like I'm being mean to Slimmyshank. These are all these mini Slimmy stories, but he said it was okay. He wanted me to tell these stories. So he was probably too embarrassed to say these himself. Another funny quirk of Colin is that he doesn't eat cheese when he has pizza. So when we bring back pizza or we go to like this pizza place that we usually go to, it's disgusting. Same thing with the pizza rolls. He takes his hands and he peels off the cheese and then like makes a disgusting mountain of cheese, and then eats like, since there's no cheese, it's a little less rich. He eats like a whole entire large pie of pizza. Just the fact that he can digest that and maintain a normal scheduled bowel system is pretty impressive. And now we're getting to the big one. Colin, also known as Slimmyshank, has a protein shake addiction. He was introduced to these vanilla protein shakes in the beginning of this year, and his parents wanted to have him put on a little muscle because he was playing a lot of cock. He liked the flavor of the shakes, and he started having 8 protein shakes per day. And that's not horrible until you start looking at the nutrition facts. Like, one's pretty good. It has a lot of protein packed in there. There was like 275 calories in each shake. Think you have 8 of those per day. Like, occasionally he was having more than that. He was having at least 8. I mean, that's a crazy amount of calories just from protein shakes, and he's addicted to that. He like shakes it up and chugs the whole thing down. So maybe he's getting really muscular. His punches are getting stronger, I guess. But maybe he'll place down his troops faster with those big muscles of his. But yeah, that's a pretty bad addiction. Oh my god. So yeah, that was like the cherry on the cake, but there's a few more that I want to do some honorable mentions. When Colin was in kindergarten, he denies that he did this, but myself and Holy Boggle, his dad, both believe that he pulled down his pants on the bus and showed his penis to others. So, and another thing he does is he walks into random classrooms and says hi and then walks out. He denies this as well, of doing it frequently, but he says that he has done it before, which is funny. So these were just some random stories about Slimmyshank. It was kind of like Slimmy Stories episode 5, but it was a compilation of like 30-second stories, and I hope you enjoyed them, maybe had a little laugh. Hopefully Colin or Slimmyshank won't get too embarrassed by this video. So just please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Press that button to subscribe. Peace.